All right, I'm going to try to catch up today. um, there's like 400 comments, and I know a lot of those are mine after I responded to the first wave with like just written comments. I'm going to try to stay on top of it and respond to everybody with videos for as long as this video is up. And it's important for me to do that. I wanted to say before I start, the reason it's important to me is that over the last few years, I have become more aware of, and it's really a common sense thing, that everyone, it's kind of a dynamic that a lot of people, I would say probably most people are aware of now, where it's very easy to say things on the internet in a written comment where it's not face to face. It can be easy to say things to someone on the internet that you would not say to their face, whether it's, no matter what it is, usually, like a negative or bad thing, or hurtful type comment. And so it's important for me to try to respond in as direct a way as I can, and for people to know that all of these interactions we have where we leave a comment or we reply to someone, it is completely real, and it doesn't feel as real because it's like, you know you see the comment and maybe a profile picture and either a username, and that's your whole idea of who the person is. And I think it's really important for us to try as much as possible to just be sure that anything we say online in a written comment, we would be okay saying, and it should be common sense. And ideally, that would already be the standard. But the internet is still a very new thing with the human race. And there's just a lot of people, and I'm not, I'm not saying I'm above it. I have been nasty to people on the internet. I have said things that I wouldn't have wanted to say to their face. And I don't want to do that anymore. So that's why I'm making these videos, and I would like to try to respond in as real a way to all interactions and communications as much as I can. And also, on YouTube, I'm going to try to subscribe to whoever subscribes to me, but it's not showing me every single notification. Like, it will pop up, so, somebody subscribed, but it's not showing every single person, because when I check the number, it'll have shown me like, oh, 2 or 3 people subscribed, but then it's like 20 more people. The number went up by 20. So if anybody has, a channel, if you have any videos or if you might make some, let me know so I can subscribe, because you know, I would much rather see something real, just some real aspect in whatever it is of someone's life, than, um, you know, a lot of the entertainment nowadays. And I know someone, it popped up last night, someone said, and I will get to it at some point probably, just play the PlayStation, bro. Someone said that, was like, just play PlayStation. And, being disabled, I've been on disability my whole adult life. I haven't ever had a job. And there's a point with all that free time where I've just gotten burned out. And I have gone to television and video games, but there's a point where it's just like, and I still do, I still will play a game or watch TV to this day, but just not, I can't just do it all day. I had a period of years where I would just watch TV all day, and I was on a massive amount of oxycodone that my doctors had me on, and I was completely addicted to it. And it was a bad, dark rut I was in for a while. But, okay, I've been talking for 4 minutes already. Okay, I'm going to try to start responding to everyone. My ideal, I guess, the ideal situation would be if I could type out, but, I might just, well, let me check the angle. I got my Matrix shirt too on. This is a shirt. It's still in progress. I had it just like up against the wall for a long time, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna finish it. But I like it. I want to fill the whole shirt in, where it's like front, sides, and back. And I just like the aesthetic of the Matrix code. But I don't think reality is a simulation. That's a whole video I'd like to make and kind of address that the simulation idea. But all right. So I think I ended on Paul King last time. Dave Nolan. Dave Nolan says, please speak to a priest, pastor, or minister, and they'll be able to help you with the power of Christ. I do believe in Jesus, and I believe in creation and the creator. And it's okay if anyone doesn't. I personally, organized religion, I've only had negative experiences, and like there's a lot of pastors and preachers that were just kind of, egotistical, arrogant to varying degrees, like at their best, just kind of indifferent, like maybe, their heart's not really in it. They're not necessarily a predator. And at the worst, I'll have to make a whole video about that. I was in a cult growing up, like a radical, ostensibly Christian cult. And for like 3 or 3.5 years from the time I was like 10 or 9 to 12, I'd have to make a whole video on that. But thank you for your comment, though. Daniel Tolbert, press F to pay respects, right? And I just recently learned that was from the Call of Duty series. I hadn't known where that came from, but on Reddit, on the Reddit meme subreddit, they had like the top memes of the last decade, and press F to pay respects was one of the top ones. And I learned in that thread about that it was from a Call of Duty game, and I hadn't realized. And I don't know if you meant that humorously or if you're actually like paying respect. But thanks for your comment, anyways. Like I take the negative comments. And someone I saw popped up earlier on one of my actual videos and is saying that I'm a sociopath and that I'm completely insane and that I need to seek, I guess psychiatric help. But I'll get to that. I was gonna make a video just for that guy because it's really interesting for me to get called a sociopath. And he even made a comment. I think he deleted it immediately, but I took a screenshot, and he said like no one should be listening to this guy. He could be the next big mass shooter. And I don't know. I'm gonna have to make a whole video about that though, because like I don't even know what the logistics of that would be, being on crutches and hardly able to walk. Like I guess I would get stopped so fast. I couldn't. I would be a terrible mass shooter. I would be terrible at it. But Coffee. It's not hot anymore, but I don't even mind. Growing up, my mom would always reheat her coffee. Like she wouldn't drink it cold. She would stick it back in the microwave. And for me, it's like, it's all right if it gets cold. My favorite form is iced. So, all right, Baldev Singh Rawat, love you. I love you too. Thank you for that. Yannick 1991. Thank you. Thank you for that comment. I want to try to express myself as concisely and accurately and directly and as honestly as possible. Just in life in general to everyone. So thank you for that. That's encouraging to hear. Mills Iffy, much love, man. Thanks for sharing your part of your story. Thank you. And I'm gonna try to come back through and actually type a response as well to everyone. If I had a tripod, I need to get like some, I bought one last year, and I didn't see Tinkerbell, but it's on the, I could have just looked right there. She's not up there right now. But, I bought a little tripod. I need to get something, because I could like set it up down like this, Maybe if I had to prop it up on to use this marijuana grinder to prop it up. Hold on, let me try it. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, that's not a good angle. Okay, but no, I'll just, I'll type responses after the video. But ideally, I could get a tripod and type the response as I'm actually saying it too. But I'll work that out later. And I really am, I'm going to try to keep up and respond to every comment as long as people respond to this comment. Marlene McMillan, thank you. I can understand your thoughts. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyone to be understood, that is what I appreciate the most. DJ suggesting that I try psychedelics. I've been happy to see how many people have suggested psychedelics to me. And I have benefited, and like I said in my other videos, there were negative aspects too, but overall I have benefited from my use with psilocybin and lysergic acid. And I don't think it should be illegal. I think people should have the option to do it. It helped me a lot more than any... I have some nightmare experiences, and I'll have to make a whole individual video about my experience with antidepressants. And I know they help a lot of people, and I'm not saying they're just, oh, no one should be on it. But for me, it was horrible. It was horrific. And I think psychedelics should be an option for people. And it has really helped me. And not that it's not like some miracle thing where I'm just totally good now and solved everything, but it helped me kind of get more of a top-down perspective, and it helped me overall form a healthier view and approach to life. So thank you for that comment. And then Neil Ziffy, like ayahuasca. I haven't done ayahuasca. And I actually at one point obtained a little pack of changa, which is like the DMT, dimethyltryptamine. Supposedly it was made by like some guy, an actual shaman from South America or something. And I never tried it because even though I have done other psychedelic substances, the DMT is still daunting to me. Like everyone says, oh, it's just a whole other level. And, people talk about, oh, going out, leaving their body and having these interactions with entities and stuff. And I'm not at a point where I feel like I am ready for that, or that I would even benefit from that right now. But, Melinda Green, I'm glad I made your day and your life a little bit better. Thank you. Everybody who has been interacting with me and giving me so much feedback, this has been making my life and day better. And I actually am looking forward to keeping up with these comments. As long as this video has only been up for like 4 or 5 days. And I've got like 150 people have subscribed to me. That's crazy. That means so much to me. And I'm looking forward to keeping up with every person who responds to this as long as I can, as long as this video is up, as long as YouTube is a thing. Solomon the Truth got a theological difference with Jake Stevens, who was the first person to comment on my comment and suggest, to pray to God and Jesus Christ. And Solomon the Truth is saying that people should worship and pray to God and not Jesus, that Jesus was just a man. And that is a whole theological thing. And I know the religion of Christianity, I grew up in it, and there's so many different denominations, and there are so many different interpretations and like, oh, what's the Trinity, pre or post tribulation rapture, the Sabbath, is it on Saturday or Sunday? There's so many little things. The Jehovah's Witness is like, don't call him God, it's Jehovah. Jehovah is the name, and if you call him God, that's wrong, the wrong way to do it. And it's really amazing to me that, you know, there are on the planet something like, it's over a billion, it might be 2 or 3 billion people who identify as Christians. And it's amazing to me that, you know, there's billions of people who claim to believe that Jesus was God and that God came to the earth and like had this message of the way for us to live where we would have the most peace and be okay with ourselves. It's amazing to me that so many people agree on that. That's an incredible thing. I mean, that takes faith to truly believe it without having seen it. It takes faith. And there's billions of people who agree on that aspect, but then all these denominations where it's like to disagree on these little things, these little tiny things, really, in comparison to agreeing that Jesus was God, but then being like, well, Jesus was God, but if you go to church on Sunday instead of Saturday, you will go to hell. Or like, if you believe this way, you'll still, and a lot of people are like, oh, Catholics and Catholic idolatry. And, you know, I have my personal experience spiritually and with God, and I believe in Jesus, and I pray. And praying helps me. When I'm praying consistently, I am doing better overall mentally. And, but, you know, I don't go to church. There's no one denomination where I'm like, that's the right one. I like, you know, and as far as I can tell, that wasn't even how Jesus wanted it to be. Where it seemed like a big part of his message was that we don't need these middlemen figures of like priests and pastors to mediate between us and God, that every individual can just have a direct line to the Creator. And that's my take on it. That's the way I approach it. But theology, man, that's a good way to get into some arguments with people if you feel strongly about any specific way. And but I'm not, you know, I'm not ever going to argue with someone about like, oh, I think it's this way and I think you're wrong. Lone Caucasian male, thank you for subscribing and finding me interesting. And I did respond to another comment you left on my actual other video. I've got my cardboard box. You can kind of see my bowed legs. Got my little cardboard box stool right here. But thank you for subscribing. And hold on, I'm gonna try to open this tab. Like I said again, anybody, let me know if you would like me to subscribe to your channel too. Oh man. Lone Caucasian male, you've got actual videos up and stuff. Very cool, man. I'm subscribing, and I'm going to check out your videos after I'm... I don't want to cut this short right now, because it's like I'm trying to get on top of responding to all these comments, but thank you. It's really important for me to, you know, I'm not doing anything, like, I'm just recording my experience. I don't have, like, a highly edited, I turn my camera on, I don't have any special mic, I don't edit my videos, and anyone can do that, really. And anybody, if you have videos up and you would like to share, I'd like to share in your experience and see what you've got going on too. DAEA baller, or DAEA baller. Hey, thank you. You let me know if you want to talk too. I know I've had a lot of people say, if I need somebody to talk to, send a message, and I appreciate that. And so many people have said it to me right back at you, like, if you ever want to talk, let me know. And even now, if I've got like 150 subscribers now over the last few days, I wouldn't be able to have like a true full personal one-on-one like solid relationship where I could be there for everyone individually. Even though that would be my ideal scenario where I had the time to do that, but I would like to be here for you guys as much as I can be. And if you I mean, I'm gonna try to be here communicating as much as possible. And my ideal scenario would be, YouTube changed their policy about live streaming last year. I had one of my first videos on this channel. I actually live streamed from my phone, but they changed it right after that Christchurch shooting that happened, where you have to have 1,000 subscribers to live stream from a mobile device. And my ideal situation, if I got to 1,000 subscribers, would be that I just live stream for, at least a few hours a day, and I'm just here. And anybody who comes in, and I got my laptop, if you want to come in and comment, that I would be right here, just like immediately, and just sharing in this experience. Like, hey, what's up? Here's what I'm doing. What are you guys doing? And I will be doing that. I will be live streaming if I ever do. I never thought that I would get even 100 subscribers. I wasn't like, haven't been. I guess my philosophy overall is that I'm recording my life experience. The most fundamental reason is not to put it out there for other people to see. It's acknowledging the value of my own experience, and it's recording the history of my experience. And just like how cavemen painted on walls, thousands of years ago, these people living these primal lives, and they would paint about hunting buffalo, and like there are these thousands-year-old paintings on cave walls, and they didn't do that, to profit, or it wasn't like for attention. It was the communication of, this was how our experience was. This is what it was like at this point. And I think that's a fundamental thing in human beings, the need to express and the urge to share and be like, I'm here and this is how it is now. And if you're looking at this in the future, this is how it was. This is where I was at. And with these mobile devices we have now, we have camera phones, and a high definition camera in my phone, and access to every social media platform. And that's the way I see it. This is me painting on the cave wall. Like, this is how it was. And anybody who sees it now in this moment with me, and is keeping up with me in this moment, and then if I died tomorrow, my YouTube videos would be up, as I guess as long as the internet was around, and as long as YouTube was the number one. Ideally, we'll have a more decentralized, and there are some decentralized platforms that are, just starting up. But that'll be interesting in the next few years, because YouTube does censor certain issues, and they will, demonetize people. Now, I don't even want to be monetized. Like, I'm going to go into my settings and try to disable advertisements. I'm not trying to make money off of anyone. I don't want anybody's money. If you took the time to watch even 5 seconds of my videos, or 5 seconds to respond to that comment I made, or any video, I appreciate that. That's the end goal for me, is like, just to put myself out there, and for myself, but anyone who wants to witness it and share their experience with me, that's really cool. And these videos, I know I will just start talking, and it's like I'm not even responding to people anymore, but I'm just kind of like talking as things come into my mind. And so, okay, I'm back to the comments though. Andreas Larson. Hey, thank you. You stay strong too. Thank you for leaving a comment. And I know there are a lot of potential medical advancements and stuff. And I'm at peace ultimately with my disease. I'm in a lot of pain. Chances are it will get even harder in the future. It's generally a degenerative disease. And it's called polystotic fibrous dysplasia, by the way. I haven't even mentioned the name of my actual disease in my videos. It's called fibrous dysplasia. And there's some really beautiful people with fibrous dysplasia on social media documenting their experience with this disease too. So if you look it up on Instagram and on YouTube, check them out. It's a interesting disease. It's a rare disease. It's like 1 in 30,000 people, and then 4 out of 10, so it's like 2 out of 5 people with fibrous dysplasia have the form called polystotic fibrous dysplasia, which is in more than one bone. And I have it in my legs, both legs, every bone in my leg, both legs, and then the left side of my skull. My face is bigger. And I used to be so self-conscious about it and be like, oh, I'm deformed, and and I don't mind. I'm not worried about it anymore. But I did have a surgery. Besides the rods in my legs and all of the surgeries I've had on my legs, I've had 10 surgeries in my life so far. And then I also had one surgery to cut out the tumors in my sinuses because it got to a point where it had completely stopped up and I couldn't hardly breathe through my nose. Like I could but it was like almost completely stopped up, and they went in and cut it out. And we'll see whether I ever need to get that surgery again. Some people have to get it like every few years because it will just grow back. But we'll see. I don't need it at this point. I think my breathing still is a little stuffier now than it was. I think it has come back at least a little bit. But I'm not at a point now where I'm like, oh, I can't even breathe anymore. Craig Shagan, I am without words. I'm glad, I guess. I'm glad that you left a comment at all. You had a few words, and thank you for that. AS responding to Sean Michael. Hold on. What did Sean say? Hold on. I'm gonna look up. Marijuana and sensory deprivation. Okay, I had to go back down and find. All right. I can't believe so many people have responded to this comment. This is crazy. Okay, selling cacao. Thank you for that comment. I am an alcoholic too, and I'll have to make a video. I want to make a video specifically about. I need to make a list. I've said this too many times. There is a lot of subjects where I want to make a focused thing. I need to make one about addiction and my experience with addiction. That's going to be a whole video, probably at least an hour long. But I had a oxycodone addiction for a long time, like 4 or 5 years. And then I got off that and started drinking, and it's a nightmare, really nightmarish. My life, man, I'm so thankful not to have completely destroyed my life. I came this close last year, this close to completely destroying my relationship with my wife. And I mean, I got drunk one night and acted like a monster, and like, as bad as you might be thinking it is, no, it was worse. Like, I am thankful to God, and it's incredible that she did not just leave me immediately, and she was, as much as I traumatized her, she was able to still give me another chance. And I have not had a drop since that night last July. It was last July, and God willing, I will never have another drop of alcohol again, because it doesn't work with me. And my dad and his dad were both alcoholics who, struggled with it and ended up killing themselves. And I cannot willingly ingest alcohol anymore, knowing how it affects me. I'm flirting with suicide and death, and every single time I do it. So, hey, you stay strong, and I'm glad that my comment could help you have some perspective. And perspective is a hard thing to hold on to. Like, I really feel like on days where I have a good perspective and I'm thankful for life, no matter how bad my physical condition got, and no matter how bad things got in general, if I have a good perspective, I'll be able to deal with it. And then inversely, if I have a negative perspective and I'm like, life sucks, it wouldn't matter how good things are. And I've had points where everything in my life is, besides my physical disease, is pretty good and going well, but I'm still not satisfied because it's like I don't have a good perspective. So thank you for your comment. And I'm going to be documenting my experience trying to live without drinking and without, abusing drugs. And I know I've mentioned that I have done psychedelic drugs, and for me, I have never been addicted to them. And they kind of self-regulate, and they're such intense experiences that I've never been like the next day or the next week, hey, let's do it again. It's I will take months at a time, months and months and months before I feel like, oh, okay, let's go, maybe try it again. And they've helped me get perspective on my addictive issues that I did have. Like when I was drinking and I would take a psychedelic substance, it would be like, oh my goodness, dude, I can't drink anymore. I can't drink. I would realize, no, this is bad for me. And I would get clarity. And that's the thing is like with psychedelics, they will give me, I'll get clarity when I'm on them, but ultimately it's up to me to implement any kind of clarity that I had. I have done psychedelics before and it's like, oh, I got clarity and realized I need to do this, this, and this different. But then I just, after a few weeks, just slip right back into the same thing. So they're not by any means like a miracle thing. They can help you get perspective, but then you have to have discipline to implement anything. And I am I need to implement a lot of things in my life, and making more YouTube videos is part of it. But then, as far as my health, diet, and exercise, I'm gonna try. That's gonna be the main thing I try to get on top of, and then I'll just document it. And when I get this arm bike set up, I want to make videos where I'm exercising and just like doing the arm bike and whatever pops into my head. It's like whoever wants to hang out with me while I'm exercising. Maya David, get the God connection and pray for God to reveal himself to you. Thank you for that. And I have pursued that, and I'm thankful, and I'm doing a lot better overall than I was when I wasn't. Yes, this is an interesting comment. You're responding to ZP and agreeing that you have similar thoughts on the afterlife, and you believe that there is more to life than the 3 or 4 dimensions. The first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first. Yes. Hey, God bless you too. I know you were saying that to the ZP, but God bless you too, and thank you for sharing that comment. I absolutely personally believe there's more to life and reality than just this physical realm. I believe there's a whole, I believe in the spirit, and there's a lot of people now who don't, and that's okay. And I didn't for a long time. Grim87. Hey, thank you for your words too. Thank you. And you hold on to the courage to keep living too. I believe life is hard for all of us. The idea, and I used to feel resentful of, oh, some people have it better and some people have it easier, and like economically, what about the child of a billionaire? They've had it easy. And it's like, if we're talking about purely by economical standards, it's like, yes, the child of a billionaire is not going to have to worry about money, but that doesn't mean that their life is going to just be easy in every way. It's like life is mind over matter, and I believe that it is hard for all of us, and I believe that it's supposed to be difficult. ZP. Ha! Oh man. Ketamine. Yes, I'll have to make a whole video about that. I have not experienced it in a doctor's office, but I did try it last year. And it is very interesting. I actually didn't go, I didn't have the full, K-hole experience. I came up to the verge of it at one point, and but I would like to, if I can afford to try it, I would like to actually have, the legal therapeutic intravenous experience with it. And it is definitely different. It's different than other psychedelic substances. I can't even get into trying to describe it right now. Like, that's got to be its whole own video. Elisa Delaney recommending to check out this guy's work. Meditations looking inward and contacting the quantum field. A lot of us are living programs that don't serve us, and there is a way to overcome it. Hey, I wish you health and happiness too. Thank you for the comment. I don't know who this guy is you're saying to look at his work, but ultimately, I think any person will benefit from stopping and looking inward and being like, who am I? What do I think about reality? Where am I at right now? How am I feeling? How am I doing? And I saw this guy's comment. Kind of troll. These trolls, man. This troll, they come out of the woodwork to attack people and tear people down. Peter Sebic. Ha! Gay! Thanks for your input. Thank you. And hey, I strongly encourage you to make a video. Make a video and own that sentiment, man. And make eye contact with the lens and say that to me and to every single person on the planet. Say, hey, ha ha ha, what you said in your life experience is gay. I strongly encourage you to own those words, man. Peter Sebic. No profile picture. How much do I want to bet with myself that if I go on your channel, you won't have any videos or anything that's real at all? Radium clock. Hey, thank you. You take care too. Bookmark this. Stephen Hawking accomplished a lot into his last days. Thank you for the comment. I need to do a whole video about my thoughts on Stephen Hawking and the way he was celebrated by society, and that's got to be its whole own video. And okay, I'm not gonna worry about making the list right now, but after I do this, I'm gonna actually write down a list, and then I'll make a little tiny short clip where I show the list of the things I want to talk about, and if anyone wants to ask about like what you'd want to see the most, I'm planning to do all of them, but like it's gonna take time. But thank you for your comment. I have a lot of thoughts on Stephen Hawking and how society interacted with Stephen Hawking. Christine Williams. Flower emojis and emojis of a heart coming out of an envelope, which I have never seen. Thank you. And right back at you. I'm sending you love and flowers as well. Adrian Leverkin, hopes science can relieve me from my suffering soon enough. Thank you. And I really am thankful just to have a doctor right now who is okay with putting me. Oh, I didn't even see she was back here. Hey, say hi. That's Lex. Hey, Lex. This was my wife's cat before we met, and now she's both of ours, and I love this Keat. Hey, look, say hi. Oh, hello. Oh, coming out from the blinds. Very good, Keat. But anyways, thank you for your comment, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see. You know, this is the disease I have is a genetic mutation. It's written into my genetic code, and I really don't know. I think probably the way that I imagine science to be able to help people with my disease specifically would probably be to just completely amputate the legs and replace them with like a fully bionic uh, leg. And I know, you know, people that get amputations below the knee can get, you know, those little spring metal things and be fine. But my disease is in my leg all the way up to the hip. So, you know, I don't know how that would work. But I'd be down for it. You know, if they come out, I'd be down to try it. But I wouldn't get both. I would get one leg done and be like, let's see how that works. But thank you for your comment. RC, bless you and God give you strength too. Thank you for your comment. I believe we're here for a reason too. And yes, it's not a simple thing to just be like, oh, here's what it is. And some people are blessed to know. It's like, oh yeah, I always knew that I wanted to do this or whatever it is, and that was the purpose of my life. And yeah, I've been doing that since I was a kid, and that's a real blessing to know from early on. It's a struggle, and me interacting with people as much as I can and keeping up with the comments on this video and any comments on my videos, that is a big part of what I feel my purpose is for right now in life. And besides just staying healthy and keeping up with my own, you know, family and the few friends that I have in real life, in the physical, it's not just on social media, but thank you. Dennis Preety. You're responding to Karmic Vibes, who I think was talking about life being extended, I think. I would have to look. Let me see what Karmic Vibes said. There's nothing to fear aside from the concept of fear. And then Dennis Preety is saying, meaningless platitudes, there is everything to fear. Scientists are fools who do us no favors. They extend our lives meaninglessly beyond the point where they are no longer productive. So we must sit and wait and watch and suffer and think in dread and, of course, fear. Thank you for your comment. Life is terrifying. Death is terrifying. I mean, it can be depending on the perspective. And I think it is possible to live, not necessarily without any fear at all, but I think it is possible to live where the fear is kind of in the background and to focus on life and living and other things. But thank you for your comment. I'm going to like your comment. It doesn't mean that I agree with your outlook, but I'm liking your comment just for contributing at all to the discussion. Oh, ZP. Oh, man. Super Gamer 5. I subscribe to your awesome channel. Dude, that is the way to deal with people who troll. That is the way to do it, I'm telling you. Ask them to make a video and just own their troll words with their actual voice and make eye contact. Look into the lens of the camera like they're looking into the eyes and making eye contact of whoever they're saying it to, as well as every other person on the planet, technically, who would have access to that. And, you know, I think if a troll can own their hateful words and really mean it, and they can look in the lens and say, yeah, hey, F you, go kill yourself, or whatever troll things, then if you can own it, put it out there, man. Own the hate. Okay, Momentumaholic is sharing a link with a video. I will try to check this video out. I'm not going to do it right this second in the middle of doing this, but thank you for sharing it. And I've had some other people share some other links for videos, and I'm going to take the time. Anybody, if you leave a link and you're saying, hey, check this out, this has helped me or it might help you, I'm going to really try to stay on top of that too. Take it seriously. Any recommendations or input from anyone. some guy saying WTF to Jake Stevens. I totally understand a lot of people don't believe in God. A lot of people think it's BS and that there is no spirit. And that's fine. And I was like that for a long time too. Ron Summers. Thank you. You fight the good fight too, and good luck to you as well. Bam Bim. Let's hope to develop genetic modifications fast enough for you to give a healthy seed to your woman that would birth you a healthy child if you wanted to. You know, if I end up having a kid, it will. I'll deal with that as it comes. I don't see it. In my mind, it's not like a. I know some people have the really strong urge, like I gotta meet someone and have kids and have the family. I don't. I don't not want it, but I'll accept it if that's what ends up happening. But thank you for your comment. Your mother is my wife. Funny username. It's like the rappers. I'm going to take your significant other from you. Your mother is my wife. Your dad shouldn't have done that. I mean, he should have supported you no matter what. That's what fathers do. I felt like that for a long time. I'm going to make an entire video just about my dad's suicide. And I realized today, I thought that's another one that I need to make. I don't know if I have any pictures of my dad right now. And so I'm going to ask my mom to send me some. And his death was more complicated. And it involves the Veterans Administration, and it involves psychiatric drugs. And his doctor, his psychiatrist who was supposed to care about him, really dropped the ball. And I got to dedicate a whole video to that. And my own experience with antidepressants that I had after my dad died, there really are some people who are genetically, it's not good. And I had some nightmarish experiences because of the antidepressant that I was on. Bury 21. I think you left a comment on one of my other videos that I responded to yesterday, telling me to check out Jordan Peterson. And I have watched a few videos of Jordan. Like, I know a lot of people are like, really have watched a lot and have read his books and stuff. I've watched a few good videos of his, and I like some of the things he has to say. And I think the main thing is the aspect of the hero's journey and the archetype of the hero's journey, and that we are all, every single one of us, are on our own hero's journey. And, I believe that there's in movies, it's like, oh, the superheroes who have physical power and they save the world, and it's like has created this perception of what a hero is. But every single person who has ever lived, every single person who is alive now and whoever will live, is on the hero's journey. And it's up to the individual. Every individual has the free will to, confront things and really face it and be the hero, or to be like, nah, man, like, it's too much for me. And some people are like, hey, I'm not the hero, I'm the villain. That's what it means to me. I'm going to take advantage of people and I'm going to hurt people because it feels good. And, I personally believe it's a minority of people who are like actual, psychopathic or sociopathic. Here's another guy. Do the carnivore diet of Jordan Peterson. It's funny, someone else told me to do primarily a raw vegan diet. So those are like polar opposites. But I am going to try some different things. My wife and I were talking about the other day, we want to do an elimination diet where we cut out everything. And then, right, where it's like, I think what you do, you cut out everything and then you add things back one at a time, and to see if you are allergic to like sugar or gluten. I'm going to be trying all kinds of things. I'm going to document my experience. I'd like to cut out sugar. I would like to cut out caffeine. I'd like to go off of it for a while and then only use it in moderation. My tolerance is way too high to caffeine right now. But I will document that, and I'm going to, my ideal scenario would be at some point try the vegan diet, and then at some point maybe try the carnivore diet and see how I feel on both of them. But thank you for the input. Donna Lowbiller shared a link with me, and I'm going to try to check that out. So thank you for that. That's what I would like to do every day. I'd like to take time to respond to as many people as I possibly can, and then also to check out either you guys' content on your channel as well, or any links that you share with me. I want to learn. I'm excited to share in the life experience with anyone who wants to see what I've got going on. I'm interested to see what you've got going on too. And I'll share things that I think are interesting too. 1955 Porsche. Always here if you need a friend or someone to listen to. All the best. All the best to you too. Thank you. And the same to you. I really, it means a lot to me how many people have said that to me. And, you know, I think that in order to say that, you have to mean it, basically. Even if you might think, oh, he's probably not going to message me, I appreciate that, you know. And anybody who's struggling, and if you would like to talk to me one-on-one, you know, I will try to. And if too many people did it, you know, it would be like, oh man, like I said, I don't have time to have, you know, what it means to truly be a one-on-one, like, friend with another person. It's not, I guess it's not possible, unfortunately, with the social media, you know. Even just 150 subscribers right now, it's like I couldn't have a full-blown one-on-one relationship with all of you guys. But I will be here for you guys as much, and I appreciate the support and the offer of support from so many people. Super Nika Chica, thank you. Is another comment about technology advancing and that there might be some kind of cure or, you know, things in the future. And thank you, I appreciate that. I'll be okay if there's not. I've accepted my condition, and, you know, it'll be all right if it doesn't. But I'm totally open to it. If they can put me some robot legs 20 years from now, or who knows, it could be 5 years. Things are getting better exponentially, or not necessarily better, but technology is advancing exponentially, and there are good and bad aspects to that. Joe M. Oh, Joni Erickson. Yeah, I know Joni Erickson. Growing up, like, I remember watching the movie about her life, and she painted with, like, she had a diving accident, right? Broke her neck, was complete quadriplegic from the neck down, but she learned how to paint just with holding the paintbrush in her teeth and in her mouth, and was like an amazing painter. Thank you for that. Thank you for your comment. Joni Erickson was definitely a very inspirational person. Peter Gorm. Hey, I wish you the best too. And like I've said, you know, and you say you don't have any diseases, but your life is pure misery. Life is hard. Life is a struggle for all of us. I have this bone disease, and, you know, my life is probably physically, in just the physical sense, is harder than most people. But it really is all about the mental and emotional struggle is the hardest. And thank you for your comment. I'm sorry that you feel like your life is pure misery right now. And I'm here, man. And thank you for interacting with me. And I wish you the best too. And thank you for leaving a comment and sharing your experience. Beta Kid. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And I love you too as well. OA. Is your name a reference to the Netflix show? I started it, and I don't know how far I got into it, but it was interesting. And I also believe that miracles are possible. Oh, you're also mentioning this same guy as this other person, this doctor, Joe Dispenza. Thank you. You be well too. And I will look this guy up. I'll look this guy up and check him out because I've had two people now recommend it. Daniel Hopkins is a quote from the first Rocky movie. Get up, you SOB, cause Mike loves ya. I saw the first Rocky a long time ago. I don't remember exactly what that was from, but thank you for the quote. Forever see the spirit bomb for this man. Raise your hands. Dragon Ball Z, a classic. Thank you. Dragon Ball Z, the spirit bomb, man. I believe that. I believe we're gonna come to a point in the human race, and I don't know what that's gonna look like, but I think there's gonna be a real life equivalent of the spirit bomb from Dragon Ball Z. I think that's possible. We're coming up on it. Bam Bim. Oh, you're saying yikes to the guy who mentioned Jordan Peterson. I can only assume you're saying yikes because some people called Jordan Peterson like alt-right or a Nazi. And that really blows my mind. He seems like a very rational and not at all a hateful guy. So, but to each their own. Fromkin, thank you. I will keep my head up, and you keep your head up too. Off code. CBD gummies and marijuana will definitely help. Thank you. I do have, well, my card expired, and I can't afford right this second to renew it, but I still have medical cannabis in my house, so technically I'm not in compliance with the law right now, but I'll get it again soon. It'll be fine, and it does help me. I don't do it like that often, but it helps me, have a healthier perspective sometimes. So, Hydrazation Sasani, thank you for the heart emojis. Right back at you, and I hope that you have peace too in your life. And then Bam Bim again came in and said yikes to this guy who recommended CBD gummies and marijuana. I don't remember. I know you commented something else earlier. What else was it that you said? Hold on, I'm gonna search your name. Oh, you were the one who said, let's hope people develop genetic modifications fast enough so you can give healthy seed to your woman that would birth a healthy child. But then you came in and said yikes to other people. I don't know. I guess you're trolling a little bit. I appreciated the recommendations from these people, but and then off code responding to Bam Bam and saying, it's not a yikes. Marijuana and CBD will help him with physical pain as well. Did you read his comment? Offer some words of advice instead of yikesing my comment. Man, it's entertaining the different little kind of trolly interactions where people will come in and like start stuff, and then, that's big on the internet. It's really big. Sean Doe, responding to Billy Billy, the best thing one can say about the book Night by Elie Wiesel is that it's short. I don't even remember. I read it in high school, but I guess you don't like the book. And that's okay. Vegeta, that's a lot. Hope you find your path in happiness. Hey, I hope you do too, and you take care as well. You play life on hard mode. I have started to think about it like that. it's a challenge. It's like a challenge run in video games where people will be like, "Oh, I'm gonna run through this video game without taking a hit," or whatever, with a certain handicap. It is. It's not that everyone else's isn't, but as far as physically, just in purely the physical sense, yes, I'm on hard mode. Jonathan, one step at a time, one day at a time. Thank you. You too, man. My name is Nobody. Hey, I hope you hang around too. Thank you. We don't know what's after, and the reward could be very big. The guy who needs freedom. This is how God shows his love for us. I guess you're saying this is how God shows his love for us by because I have a disease and I believe in God, and I have my own views on God's level of responsibility. That's got to be its whole own video, really. That's a lot. That's a lot to get into. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the next comment. Chad Stevens, responding to Super Gamer 5, that you're not a believer yourself, but just saying let other people have their belief and don't mess with it and keep your thoughts to yourself. Difficult as it might be, it's the right thing to do. Hey, thank you. I do believe, I think we should all respect each other. That's a huge issue as far as are we created? Is there a creator or is there not? And a lot of people will go at each other's throats at it. Oh, on whatever side they are, like whatever they believe about it. And I really think we should just respect other people's belief. I respect anyone. I was a radical, mean atheist for a long time, and I would attack people who believed in God. But I believe in God myself now, and I think we should respect. I respect if you don't believe in God. I respect you. I'm not going to attack you about it. And if you believe in God, but you believe I'm wrong, or I'm wrong about who I think God is, we can agree to disagree and still respect each other. I think that's a good thing. 11. I wish you well. As hard as your life is, know there are many people around the world that suffer more. And look to nature for relief from pain. Nature is beautiful. Thank you. And I do, that's part of my perspective. I know that there are people who have it way, way worse than I do. And I've met people who physically are way more disabled than I am. And it's a spectrum. It absolutely is. And nature also is very beautiful and it has healing. I always feel better when I can sit outside and be in nature. Thank you for your comment. Super Gamer 5. Super Gamer 5 says, I was laughing at the premise that if this man turns to Christ, it's magically going to make him feel better about being dealt a trash hand by his loving God. Loving in quotes. My belief in God and in Jesus Christ has helped me a lot. And it doesn't magically fix everything. But I have a lot more peace than I used to. And just, and like I said, I'd have to make a whole video about my views on how responsible God is for things. Man, that's heavy. That's a lot to get into. Oh, thank you, Chad Stevens. Peace and comfort to you as well. Carlo Nicolussi. Thank you for your comment. Brian Mino. Hey, thank you for your comment. My disease that I had is, it's not technically, it's not like able to be inherited, but I don't know if you're talking about the, no, you're talking about the suicide, because my dad and his dad killed himself, and then to this day, uh, it's an ongoing struggle. And I've never had to a point where it's just completely in the past. It still comes at me, and it's like the idea of ending it. But thank you for your comment, though. Norman, all the best to you too, and thank you for your comment. Satoshi analysis. Hey man, cryptocurrency. I'm very big into cryptocurrency. And stay strong. Life does not end after death. Thank you for your comment. I think you're right. I don't. I think there's an afterlife, but it's okay. Like I said, anyone who does not agree with that, it's okay. Casper Salonen, all the best to you too, and I also hope we all have wonderful experiences in store. Guitar guy, thank you. You stay strong too. Fuzzy head, have a laugh as much as I can, whatever I find amusing. Thank you. Laughter is a huge part of my life. I tried to do stand-up comedy in my area for a while, and I went to open mics and stuff, and I'd have to make a whole video about that. My sense of humor doesn't align with the majority sense of humor in this area, and that's okay, but I think I probably laugh at least every day at something, and find the sense of humor is a huge coping mechanism, a vital thing to be able to, even the fact that my legs have broken so many times that they want to be like this, like they, my legs are that messed up. There's a little scar right there. Um, I even find humor in that too. Sometimes, like it's so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Neither leg can ever be where it actually fully wants to be. They're always competing, and like I'm always slightly discomfort or uncomfortable at the least, if not in pain. And if I was not able to find humor in that, it would be a lot harder. So thank you. Super Nika Chica, responding to the lady about Joni Erickson. And this again comes back to the idea of Super Nika Chica. You're saying that Joni Erickson was not in constant pain, and you're saying that you are also dealing with physical pain, and it's wearing you down, and you're questioning the level of God's responsibility. And thank you for your comment. Severus Rogue, that's a funny name. Snape Gang, thank you for your comment. Hey, you have a good day too. Thank you. Tatiana Della Shutedo. Hey, thank you for sharing, and I'm glad that my comment could help you appreciate your health. I definitely, anybody out there, if you can walk without crutches, walk for me. Like, appreciate it. Do it for me, man. I mean, when I was younger, before my disease got so bad, I could still walk around without crutches, even though it hurt, and I, went side to side, and I had a really bad, horrible limp. It's nice. It's nice to be able to walk, and the crutches are so tedious. So definitely, like, in that aspect, man, I'm envious of anybody who can still walk without crutches. But I also, I accept it's not how it was supposed to be for me, and that's okay. Extra small doll. Heart emojis to you too. Thank you. Michael Anderson. Saying that your traumas are from growing up in a very messed up environment. I'll have to make a video about my childhood. My dad could be really scary at times, and um, I can relate to that. My dad was a good guy overall, but he struggled with the same kind of, mental issues that I have dealt with, and that his dad dealt with. And at his core, I believe he was a good guy, but he could be really scary. And thank you for your comment, Mr. X. Heart emoji to you too, Mike. Thank you for the link, and I will try to check this out. I'm gonna have to go through and just find like all of the links, and after this video, I've got people even responding, making comments. I'm replying to the comments on my comment, but then there's people leaving comments on my videos too. So I kind of want to try to reply to those too, but I'm going to get to these links that people are sharing with me. Ariel Zhang. Hey, thanks for your comment. I'll check out that music video. Victor da Silva, stop feeling sorry for yourself and make a decision. Thanks for your comment, man. I'm not actually, I didn't mean for my comment to come off, and I could see how it could be taken that way as feeling sorry. I do struggle. Life is a struggle and it's hard, but I'm at a point where I don't feel sorry for myself anymore. And I have made the decision, and I continue. It's in every moment, right? I have to decide in every moment to keep living and to not end it. It's not just a thing where it's like, oh, I made the decision and now it's in the past. I have to do it every day. I'm going to get up every day and be like, no, not today. I'm living it. So I have made a decision for today. So, one of a kind, 87. Hey, thank you. I love you too. Thank you for your comment. G-Dog, Cad. Thank you. Peace and comfort and love to you too. If he had Bill Grammy. Hey, thank you for your comment. I do agree that I need goals in life and stuff to pursue beyond pleasure. Yes, I agree with you. The seeking of pleasure has just been overall bad for me, and it's just a dead end at a certain point. Sophia Leonarda. Hey, thank you for your comment. I believe spirit exists too. I have Breath of the Wild too, and I actually want to start it over because I started it and then I didn't finish it, and now I don't even remember all of the mechanics, so I kind of want to just start fresh. But thank you for your comment. Kirati, thank you for your comment. God bless you too. Amir Hosseini. Thank you. I will carry on, and you carry on as well. Jacob Brock 7. Hey, thanks. I do have the desire to live, and I'm going to hold on to that. Thank you for your comment. Patrick D. Hey, thanks for the comment. I agree with you. It's about what I can do. If I focus on what I can do instead of what I can't do. Thank you for that. I'm going to do my best. I can make these videos, and I can respond to people who interact with me. And I'm going to try to keep up with it. Trevor WK. To look with love to everyone and everything. I agree with that. Thank you for your comment. Yassine Ibrahim. God be with you too. Thank you. Man, I hope Oh my goodness, you know what? I think my phone might be close to dying. And so if it ends up abruptly, I'll just upload it and then continue where I left off. Let's see if I can finish this video before my phone dies. M. Davis, hey, thank you. I will keep pushing through it. Thank you. Admin, are the pain meds worth it? Oh, are the pain meds, I guess you're saying like the pain medicine that I get, does that help? I had a severe oxycodone addiction for a long time. I was on a large amount of it from the time I was like 16 or 17 into my early 20s, and it really messed my life up. I did feel like it was, you know, a bonus. I was like, oh, this is the good part of it. And I'm on methadone now, and it doesn't really. I mean, methadone, I guess it might have like a 5% of the, you know, it's such a faint little feeling, but it does, I can't say that it gets me high. And I'm able to take it and just like it helps my pain, and I don't end up just abusing it and running out early. So I'm Bonnie. Hey, thank you for your comment. I know there's a meaning to this. All right, I believe there is. Thank you. Karam Levi. Hey, thank you. The Gerson method. I will check that out. Cleansing diets. I do want to really try to see. My issues are physical pain and then fatigue. If I could change my diet to where I have less pain and more energy, I'm going to be trying to see where I can get with that, and I will document that and share that on my channel. Alberto Ortega Garcia, look into studying philosophy, brother, some Aristotle. I had never really gotten into philosophy, but I took an intro to philosophy class at my community college in 2018, and philosophy is definitely something I'm interested in. I have read some Aristotle and Plato and Camus, Albert Camus, and Kierkegaard. There's a lot of good philosophers that I got the Nietzsche. His Twilight of the Idols. I started that, and philosophy is definitely really important, and I think it should be a core thing. Ideally, in my ideal version of the education system, philosophy would be a core thing right up there with reading and math. And I think it's important for every single person to have their own philosophy based on their own life and beliefs and experiences, and have an all-encompassing system. And as an individual, you know, and like we can look at what other philosophers have said and, you know, figure out what we do and don't agree with, but I think it's important to have our own philosophy too. Thank you for your comment. That's a good one. Andy Tuesday. Hey, thank you. I do want to try to meditate. You know, I pray at least some amount every day, and I know people have different ideas about what prayer is. And I could make a whole video about that. I think prayer, there's more to prayer than just like closing your eyes and being like, God, blah, 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 blah. I think it's possible to treat the entire life experience as a prayer and try to do everything for, you know, to benefit other people and to help and be a light, you know, as much as possible. And meditation too. Meditation, I'm going to try it. I know a lot of people have mentioned that to me. Even if I could take 10 or 15 minutes a day, like in the beginning of the day, that would be really good. And that's something that I want to try to implement as much as I can, and not just be on like watching TV or social media all day. Now, what I'm doing right here, it's like this is social media, but it's healthy when I'm interacting with people. But sometimes I can get on Reddit or YouTube and just be filling my head with stuff that doesn't help me and not interacting with anyone. It's like not even trying to interact with people. So, but thank you for your comment, Mr. One Eye. This is a long comment. Dude, wow, thank you for writing such a long comment. Thank you. I think we have very similar ideas about, uh, and you kind of mentioned that comment was right after I was just talking about my own ideas about prayer. It like directly connects to what I was just saying, and I think we have very similar ideas about what it means. Thank you for that comment. Deep forest. Find your purpose in life. Thank you. I'm working on it. Hey, these videos, if people, I will interact with people as much as people want to interact with me. And it's really crazy that so many people have been telling me that my words and me sharing my experience means something and is helping to provide perspective. That's amazing. That means so much to me. If I could do that for anyone, I'm going to keep doing that. And we can all be there for each other. Read Marcotte. I agree with you. I do feel like my spirit is completely fine. My body is all broken and messed up, but having a healthy spirit is the most important thing. And I'm not at any kind of like point of full, I am completely enlightened and hardship is behind me, but I'm doing a lot better than I was just a few years ago. Zaki Amrani, just become a Muslim and know that, or believe that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad as his messenger. Thank you for your input. I know that a lot of religious people would tell me, like, you got to do things this exact way. Thank you for your input. I don't, I have a relationship with God that's me and God, and that's a lot to get into. But thank you for your comment. Jesus replying to Dog with a Knife. Only thing keeping me alive is Cyberpunk 2077, and that you're looking to Cyberpunk too. I know, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. But I saw just after the Dog with a Knife mentioned Cyberpunk, and I responded in my video. I went on Reddit just later that day and saw that they just delayed it again. It was going to be coming out in April, and they're saying September now. Yeah, I think it's September. And I was like, oh my goodness. But hey, I mean, CD Projekt Red, they're perfectionists. So hopefully it comes out. Hopefully it does come out in September and they don't go like, hey man, it's 2021. Everyone's been making the joke, oh, it's called 2077 because that's the year it's going to finally come out. Which is still funny, even though so many people have said it. Thank you for your comment. Here's someone, your name is just symbols. Try shrooms or psychedelics. Another psychedelics recommendation. Thank you. I have benefited. I've only done shrooms a few times, and I've done, lysergic acid. I feel like, I don't know the exact number, but I counted at one point, and it's probably like 20, in the mid 20s, like maybe 25 or 26 times. Not in like a super compressed period, like over years and years, and it has helped me a lot. Mr. Donkov. You're recommending me this person who is a prophet with a prophetic gift. I will check her out. To be completely honest with you, I'm generally skeptical if someone claims to be a prophet. There's a lot of self-proclaimed prophets out there. I will check her out. I will. Vlad Iona. Hey, thank you. Thank you for watching some of my videos, and I'm going to try to post consistently. I want to share my experience with everyone, and like I said, please leave a comment if you have videos and stuff to share. I want to see what y'all have going on too. Oh, here's the guy. AA, dude, just play PlayStation or something. I saw that pop up yesterday. I do have a PlayStation, and I play it sometimes, but ultimately, my periods where I played video games all day, every day, I hit a wall at a certain point and was feeling miserable. I think in moderation, right? It's got to be in moderation, just like everything. I would never say, that drugs are just plain bad. I think they should be decriminalized, and I would never say video games are just plain bad. But I think anything can be unhealthy if done too much. Everything in moderation. And like the guy who recommended Aristotle had the whole thing about them finding the balance in all things. Pranit Badwar. Sometimes you have to find meaning in your suffering. Thank you. I agree with you. And I have, and I continue to find meaning. Yo Yoda boy. Man, a lot of people had some pretty strong reactions against Jake Stevens for suggesting the path of spirituality and God and Jesus. And you're saying Jesus didn't know what live reaction Selfie goes through daily. I bet Selfie wishes he could be crucified so he wouldn't have to go through the far worse bullshit that he's described. I used to feel the same exact way as you. I really did. I used to be a radical atheist. And looking back, I realize now that I would say there is no God, but I think what it was that I was angry and I hated God. And I will say there were points where I did wish I was dead. There have been a lot of those points. But where I'm at now, I don't feel like that anymore. I want to live. Liam Holt. Hey, God bless you too. Thank you. And I'm going to try to share my story as much as I can and hold on to the value in life and just being positive. Man, this is almost an hour and a half. If anybody actually watches this entire hour and a half video, that would blow my mind. And I mean, if you're at this point and you're still watching the video, thank you. I don't know how many comments are left. I really don't. I feel like I got to be coming up. Don McDonald, this was 15 hours ago. You still have the capacity to love. Thank you. I agree with that, and that is very important. I mean, that's a huge, like the main thing in life for me, above anything else. Kenta Penta 64, heart emoji to you too. Thank you. Unknown. I will try as hard as I can to be positive, and you too. Thank you for the comment. Majid Hussein, read the Quran. Thank you for the suggestion, and I have been meaning to read through the whole Bible again, and I would like to at some point in my life at least check out the Quran to just know what's even in there. Um, I'm not making any commitments. I'm not saying for sure I will, but I have wanted to at certain points to check it out just to see. I mean, there are billions of people, of Muslims in the world, and Christianity and Islam are the two big, huge monotheistic religions in the world, and I think it's important um, for us to all have an awareness of what other people believe and a respect as well, even if we don't agree with each other, to be able to respect, someone's faith. Faith is a huge thing that I think should be respected, even if you don't agree or you think someone is misguided or whatever. Luke Post. Hey, thank you. I wish you the best too. Greetings from the Netherlands. I've never been, I would like to see the Netherlands at some point, and I'm glad my comment could help you have some perspective. Thank you. Sim605 saying the amount of people who jump straight into preaching is sickening. Where mammals and primates stop pretending you know something about death when we clearly don't have any information about it. You know what? I used to believe the same way that you do. And all of the people, there have been a lot of Christians and there have been a lot of Muslims too who have come in and said, this is the path. And I haven't felt offended by anyone who has said it yet. I do agree that people can. I haven't felt like this about anyone who has said anything to me in this comment chain, but there is an unhealthy approach to it. Like, there are people who can be too intrusive about it. But I don't personally feel like anyone has gone overboard or been trying to shove anything down my throat. And although I do believe in the Creator and I believe there is life after death, I don't claim to know it for a fact. It's what I believe as a person, and I would never try to convince anyone that that's the way it is. I believe it, and that's enough for me for right now. And then Luke Post responding to Sim, they mean well. Who shat in your coffee this morning? Chris Angel, why did your father and grandfather kill themselves? Did they have the disease? I'm not sure. If you're talking about the concept of a suicide disease, I got to do a whole video about that. I really do. I believe that is a real thing and that there are people genetically who are, for whatever reason, more disposed to suicide. And they were also alcoholics too. And they had very similar emotional and mental issues that are similar to the ones I've gone through. So I absolutely think there's a genetic component. Shog. Hey, thank you. My journey, I do believe my journey is worth taking at this point, and I'm thankful to have that perspective on my life now at this point. Abdur. Try vitamin D supplements. I just recently, thank you, that is a good suggestion. I just recently started taking D supplements, and I remembered, it kind of just popped into my head that a couple of years ago, my doctor had done a blood test and told me I was severely vitamin D deficient. And I took the supplements for like a month and just dropped off. And I remember that a couple months ago, and I was like, I bet my D is still low. And I have been taking it more regularly. And it's a subtle thing. It's not like a drug where it's like, everything's good now. But I think I have noticed a subtle overall benefit, just mentally, and even after I started again, I kind of dropped off it again at one point. But I had a reason. That's a whole other thing. I started to think I might have a thyroid issue because that can happen with people who have my disease. And I thought maybe I wasn't absorbing supplements how I should be. But I've got my blood tested in. That's still up in the air as to whether I have a thyroid issue. But I did start taking the vitamin D again. Sim responding to Luke saying people should keep it to themselves. Um, you know, I think the ideal situation would be that we could all express what we believe and share thoughts and ideas and opinions with each other in an equal way where it's like, hey, here's my thoughts, here's my belief, share it, and it's okay if you disagree with me. My ideal situation, like I know a lot of colleges have the safe space where it's like, you know, don't say anything that might trigger someone. My idea of the safe space is actually where everyone could say anything without fear of, you know, being attacked for it. And anything I say in any of my videos that I believe, I am speaking for myself and I'm not trying to shove anything down anyone's throats. Absolutely. Emil Eden, Jesus is the way. Thank you. Luke Post responding to Sim again that God's existence can't be proven or disproven. This is how I think too. I agree with you. I think it is ultimately pointless when people will argue and debate about whether God is or isn't real. I think for me, ultimately, it came down to my own experiences, and I had to decide for myself, regardless of any external input or other people's opinions on it. And I don't think, you know, I think that's the way it has to go. People have to either believe or not believe for themselves. It's their own journey. And we really can't, there's no amount of arguing or debating where we will be able to prove it or disprove it to each other. I absolutely agree with you. And the whole idea of coincidence versus, you know, meaning, I'd have to make a whole video on that. I think that's an important thing to keep in mind. Tommaso ASR, thank you. I think I will be good, and I hope you are too. Thank you. J. Stein, bro, you should consider positive affirmation. Thank you. I believe there's a lot of power in words and in the narrative that we have, and the literal physical words that we speak with our mouths and our voice. I agree with that, and I think the more positivity I speak and focus on, the better I will do overall. Akshay KR. Hey, I hope you have a good day too. Thank you, and I'm glad what I said could be inspirational. I know that's a funny, that's something I'd like to talk about, the kind of the stereotype of the inspirational disabled person. There's a reason it's a stereotype, but also I used to be the opposite. I used to be like the most toxic, bitter, nasty, disabled person that you could imagine. I used to be the kind of disabled person that if you interacted with me, you would come away feeling depressed and just be like, man, this dude is just destroyed and has given up all hope. It's crazy. I can't believe the person I used to be. Joe Draws, hey, thank you. I love you too. Thank you. Smokey McCrondo. Hey, Tinkerbell, stop it. Look. Hey, come here. Come. Hey. You stop it. That's not good. Come here. Silly. This cat, man. You are causing trouble. You are causing trouble. Tinkerbell. You be nice. She gets mean when she probably ate all of her food and then she starts trying to pick on Lex to get me to feed her. So, you be nice. You hold on. Smokey McCrondo. Hey, thank you. I have not lost any friends like that I grew up with to drugs or suicide, but it is an absolute epidemic in our generation, and people are dying from drugs and suicide more than they ever have in the human race at this point. And I believe that it is because the world has gotten, there's a lot of negative stuff in the world and a lot of the system is very broken that we're living in, and a lot of people are completely hopeless. And I was right there for a long time, and I'm thankful to still be alive, and I'm glad you're still alive too. And all of your friends, you say you have 15 friends dead from drugs and suicide. All I can say is you're still here, and you know, the way I see it about my dad who committed suicide and his dad who committed suicide is I'm just going to live my best for them, for the people who are not around anymore, and for the people who were ultimately crushed by this experience and didn't make it. I'm going to do everything I can, and I'm going to hang in there as much as I can for them and for the people who are still here. Thank you for sharing that. I want to make a whole video about that, just about the idea that so many people, you know, and society treats it like, it's individuals with addiction or mental illness or personality disorders. And when we say it's completely on the individual, it absolves the big picture society and system we live in of any responsibility. And I don't agree with that. I think the world and the society and the system we're living in as a whole is very sick. And a lot of people, we pick up on that because that's the way it is, and it breaks us. So, but I'll make a whole video about that at some point. Erdemir Pudagan. Hey, I wish you the best too. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. I like that life is unpredictable. And it's kind of perspective. We can either not like it and want it to be predictable, or just accept that it is and be like, hey, it's a roller coaster. Who knows what will happen next? So thank you for your comment. Zero Cool. Also responding to Jake Stevens and disagreeing. And I assume you're probably an atheist. And hey, man, I would have agreed with you 5 years. I would have been absolutely in agreement with you 5 years ago. Moto back to Constitution. Hey, thank you for your response. And you say you're having a hard time. I am too. Everyone I know, my wife, my mom, my brothers, my friends that I grew up with, life is a struggle. It's hard. And if you're still here, that's strength. Flat out. Fact. And you can anyone can disagree with me if they want and say, oh no, I'm completely weak and I'm powerless and it doesn't mean anything that I'm still here. But I disagree with you. I think if you have pushed through and you're still living and breathing at this point in this world, I think that means something. And also, you're saying, Moto, that you seeing how many people responded to me. I really think that I think it proves something, and I personally think that most people are fundamentally. All people have the capacity to create or destroy and to either hurt people or help people. But I think most people, at their core, I think most of us want to help each other. And most of us, when we see someone hurting, we will reach out and try to bring them up. And this comment section kind of proves it, I think. And there are some people who came in and said, you know, were kind of mean or whatever, and said, hey, you know, do it or don't, or kind of trolling me. And that's, you know, that's part of it. But the majority of people are being completely honest with me and like, hey, trying to help me and reach out to me and connect with me. And it's probably like 98% people, or I don't know what the exact math would be. The vast majority of responses I've got have been positive, and just a few trolls in here. Young Tang. reincarnation. You know, I'd have to make a whole video about. Thank you for your comment, and I have no idea about reincarnation. You know, there's people who definitely believe it's real. There's people who don't. It seems to me like it almost could, like it does make sense in a way. I do believe that the experience of life continues after death. So, who knows? I mean, it's a mystery, and I really don't think anyone in this life. I don't think we're supposed to know for sure. I think that's part of it, is like it's this mysterious thing, and we will know when we get there. I don't, although people have had near-death experiences, and someone earlier mentioned near-death experiences, and that's really interesting. My dad was really interested in those. Paul Battenbow. Hey, thank you for your comment. And it's really good of you to be looking after your dad. And your dad is 91 years old. That is significantly longer than the average lifespan, and I'm really glad my comment could inspire you. And I agree with you that it's all about love. And I also agree that there are other levels of life beyond this one. I agree with you that the universe does have a purpose. And I hope there's relief for you too. Thank you. Good day to you, and thank you too. And I believe in the afterlife, and I don't believe that my dad and his dad are gone. And I don't think your dad will be gone either when he goes. But thank you for sharing. Marquee Aristocrat. Hey, thank you. Thank you for offering to be there if I need to talk. And same to you as well. And I'm doing a lot better overall than I used to be. Archer Nagy. Hey, bro, keep it up. Thank you. You keep it up, too. Thank you. Jose Pedro Fiae. I don't know how you say it. Hey, thank you. Thank you for the comment. I do agree we should all be expressing the value of our own lives and each other's lives to each other. I think that's huge. I think we need, the ideal picture would be a society where that's the norm. And I don't think that's impossible. It's not the way things are now, but I personally think it'll end up that way at some point. Oxy Risen. Hey, I'm glad that what I said could put things in perspective for you. Thank you. And like I said earlier, if you have legs and you don't have to walk with crutches, man, walk and run for me. Do it for me and everybody who can. It's nice. I used to be able to walk, and I miss it. I have to be honest, I miss it. Vadim, thank you for your comment. You said no matter how other people's lives seem to be good or bad, in reality, everyone is suffering about the same. I do agree with that. I think life is hard, period, for everyone. And it's all about perspective. And I think you can have the healthiest, richest person who is completely miserable, and then you can have the poorest, most physically struggling person who is at complete peace. I agree with you. Okay, thank you. I won't lose hope, and you don't either. Harry Lime. It's important to value life, although it can be difficult at times. All the best. Hey, thank you. I agree with you, and all the best to you, too. NGC6144. I'm going to read this comment. Thank you. Hey, thank you so much for such a long and thoughtful, detailed comment. I appreciate that. And the metaphor of the valley, and I assume you're talking about the valley of the shadow of death. That's near and dear to me. That means a lot to me, and I have seen it that way too. And you even said walking through the valley on a tightrope. I have thought in almost those exact terms before, that I'm on a tightrope walking through the valley of the shadow of death. Thank you for your comment, AB. Hey, thank you for your comment, AB. De Josie Os Damgart. Heart emoticon to you too, thank you. Way too much info. You are appreciated. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that statement. Chayavat Mokarakorn. I agree with you that we're here to face tests and experience suffering, and as well as pain and pleasure and joy and misery, all of it. It's the good and the bad. Hey, I will pray for your sister who's about to have a major surgery, and I pray that that goes well and she makes it and is fine. Thank you for sharing, and stay strong. My mom had breast cancer, and I was really scared. That was terrifying. That was after my dad died, and she's still here now, and she beat it. So thank you for your comment, and you keep fighting as well too. Good luck to you as well. Vox Days. Wow, man. Talking about race and white people, that white people are going to be replaced by people who do not appreciate what the white people built. You really went there, man. Hey, you know what? If you really believe this about life, make videos and own it with your voice and your eyes. I'm telling you, I don't believe that race has anything to do with anything. I don't think color of skin matters. And the truth is, you can't say white people built everything. Because what does white even mean? It's like there's Irish, English. There are many different ethnic strengths. There is no such thing as just white. There's different, Hey, stupid Tinkerbell! Hey, stop it! I'm coming after you. Hey, come here. Hey! Oh my goodness. You piece of crap. You piece of crap. This is what she does. Okay, you can't see anything, but this is what she does. She goes after, and now I'm reinforcing the bad behavior, but she's just going to keep doing it if I don't feed her. Hey, you're bad. You are bad. You take a second. Don't just go right to eating. You take a second. She's a bad cat, dude. I love her. I really love her so much. And that's something that I have always related to her. I'm going to turn some lights on. The sun's kind of going down. Oh. Salt lamp. Salt lamps are good. I really think that everyone on the planet should have salt lamps. It should be, man. People talk about free healthcare, man. Everybody should get a salt lamp right off the bat. Oh, man. It's kind of tedious to hold the phone while on my crutches, but I also really have to pee. But I'm going to see. I feel like I got to be getting caught up with these comments almost. I'm going to turn these other lights on too behind me. The string lights. I've got this sunlight still coming in a little bit, but the sun is almost down at this point. And what time is it? I don't know if my computer, I don't know if it's 4:50 or 5:50 is right, but try to get, there we go. Got a little light. Okay, I was responding to Vox Days. What a coincidence that when I'm responding to the guy who is a complete racist, my cat starts attacking the other cat. Bad vibes, dude. My cat picked up on it. I'm just kidding. But is that what happened? I'm just kidding. Man. And you know what it is too? You didn't even respond to what I said at all. You weren't responding to me. You responded to my comment because it was the highest voted comment with your racist thing you wanted to say about this old white man being cared for by someone whose skin is not white. You weren't responding to what I said. You're just trying to have your hate be heard. Dude, start a channel. I'm serious. Start a channel, and if you can own those words, and you can look into the lens and say it with your voice, put it out there. Own it. Own it. You don't have a profile picture on here. This is not your real name, your username. Make a channel, dude. Leave a comment on one of my videos. Make a channel. Put the videos up. Tell me about it. Like, if you can own it with your voice, then it's fine. I'm not... but I think you should at least do that much. Like, own it. All right. Racism. What? Okay, Mill WJ. This. Thank you for your comment. I'm glad you've made it this far as well. I'm glad we could have this interaction. And I like what you wrote. Hope you can balance the pain meds and great music and cheese ravioli enough to keep the show going for some more. Thank you. There's good stuff in life. Like I said in my other video, as hard as it is to be physically disabled, this is the greatest time in the history of the human race. There has never been a better time to be disabled. So thank you. Cheese ravioli, that sounds good. That's like some actually gourmet, like not Chef Boyardee, but like some actual Italian restaurant cheese ravioli. I haven't eaten today, so now your comment has made me aware that I am physically hungry. Pancakes. Hey, thank you. Existence is a struggle. Period. It is. It really is. Canadian Root responding to, this is someone else who's not a fan of the guy who mentioned Night by Eli Wiesel. This is the second person now who has, you're saying that man was a fraud. There are real examples to choose from that don't fall under the category of greedy liar. That's an interesting conspiracy. I have not heard that one. And I'm actually curious to look that up, that you're saying he was a fraud. I remember people saying that Anne Frank's diary was actually like mostly written by her dad, and they were questioning the authenticity of any of it. And, you know, it would not surprise me at all if there have been people, and I'm not saying I agree with you about this guy specifically. I'm interested to look this up. But yeah, there are statistically going to be people who lie and try to profit and say, oh, I went through this when they didn't. But thank you for your input, though. Anders Erickson. Hey, thank you for the good vibes and energy, and I direct. I'm sending you them too. And he said, I don't know what I'd do in your situation. Probably enjoy as many cold beers and good sandwiches as possible. I used to be on the cold beers. It was destroying my life. But because I am not able to have any responsibility with it, sandwiches, yes, I'm gonna eat as many sandwiches as I can. There's a place in my city that has some of the best sandwiches. They're really good. I've only been there a few times, but man, it's super good. Hey, I will keep on going. You too. Thank you, Anders Erickson. Giorgio Ivankov. Life is hard. There's ups and downs, and I believe that's how it should be. And when I accept that, it's a lot easier. Oh, Dog with a Knife came in again and said, life is really boring, but 2077 has been hyped a lot, so it boosts my mood while it can. Really sad it's delayed, though. Yes, I was disappointed. I was thinking we were going to get it in April, and it's like, no. September. What is that? May, June, July, August. 5 more, but they delayed that 5 months. Oh my goodness. I feel like after I play Cyberpunk and just do every side mission, every single bit of the game, I might just be done with video games at that point. I might just be like, you know what? Let's end it on a high note. It's funny that like everyone already knows it's going to be great. SM, are you serious? Yeah, I am. I'm serious. I don't know if you meant that as like, are you telling the truth? I know the other guy said, I wish that I could read a comment like this and know for sure that it's true. I don't know if that's how you meant it, but Ryan, look at all the response you've received from this post. You're never alone. Find your passion. Maybe it has to do with this. Thank you. And like I said earlier, I do think, I mean, like the truth speaks for itself. I've had hundreds and hundreds of people. I had like over 3,000 likes on the comment, and then literally hundreds of people have come in and tried to connect with me and communicate and lift me up. I mean, that speaks for itself. That is, I find it to be a strong argument against most people being crap. I think overall most people are pretty decent. Shoots bra. Hey, much love to you too. Thank you. Reed Marcotte asking one of the Muslim people, Zaki Amrani, does a Muslim believe God is as feminine as she is masculine? I find it interesting that, you know, a lot of people really mean that. Like, there's people who are like, no, God is definitely of masculine, and then there's people who was like, no, he's both. And I mean, for me personally, I don't believe that God is in a physical body, so it's like to impose physical traits or to perceive God as like through the physical. I don't think God is a man or a woman. But that's an interesting discussion, and that's like one of those things that people can have disagreements on that is so abstract and impossible to know or prove, but it's interesting to think about. I like turtles. That's the username. But I like turtles too. Often we don't realize the effect our life has on others or ourselves, especially when burdened with the demons of our predecessors. Thank you. Thank you for that. Is a nice comment. I appreciate that. The Red Hood 24. All right, I'm going to read this. Hey, thank you for such a thoughtful, detailed comment. You say you're an existential nihilist. I have been reading Albert Camus recently, and I know what you're saying and your view on life, that there is no inherent value in life, but you're choosing to try to find your own value in it and be better every day. That's like right. That is what Camus was saying. I don't think he didn't believe in a God or like supernatural or spiritual, but hey, good luck to you two, and I'm glad to be here with you. I'm glad we're in this. Ryan, responding to Reed Marcotte, from the near-death experiences, our spirit soul never dies. John Winters, hey, God bless you too, thank you. Incognito, thank you as well, and much love to you. Sasha Saint, thanks and same to you. Oh, I know, because I said in my first comment, I hope you have a good day and a good life. One man from Ohio, hey, thank you. You stay strong too, thank you. Marsha Green, thank you for praying for me, I appreciate that. Reed Marcotte, I've never heard of the Paget messages. I assume it's some kind of spiritualist who claimed to have channeled messages from, you're saying, Jesus, Adam, John, Paul. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm generally skeptical overall of anyone who claims to have channeled messages from people who existed in the past. But if you have found meaning from it and it has helped you, I'm not talking crap to you, just to be clear. Wes S. Hey, thank you. Thank you for that comment. Wendy Rabadanera. Hey, thank you for the hug from far away. Received. I appreciate it. And I agree with you that I should not be concerned with what's going to happen 20 years from now, or how hard my life may be physically 20 years from now. I'm going to turn another light on because now it's actually getting dark. And trying to live day to day as much as possible. And not even day to day, but just moment to moment. I agree that is the best approach. All right, here it comes. Here come the light. There we go. Boom. Got all my water bottles. My wife and I, we go to the store to get purified water that doesn't have fluoride in it. And that's a whole video, fluoride. Scientists have just recently actually come out, like actual scientists who are not at all conspiracy theorists have come out and said, yeah, it turns out fluoride is actually really bad. But even if fluoride, I wasn't concerned about fluoride. It tastes bad. The water from my tap tastes bad, so. All right. Uncle Putin, you have a powerful story. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. You got Vladimir Putin as your profile picture. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for leaving a comment. Anwar Al-Taher, look into Islam to figure out your spiritual side of things. It'll definitely help you. Hey, thank you for the suggestion. Thank you for your input. I've had a lot of Christians, and I've had a lot of Muslims in this comment section, and I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the suggestions, and I do believe in the Creator, and I have my own, faith going on, so I have respect for anyone else who has faith in their life. Bacon grease. Hey, I will keep fighting the good fight. Thank you. And you too. You as well. Cry. Hey, I wish the best for you too. Thank you. And love to you as well. Man, I know I'm saying thank you a lot, but it is important to me. I just realized, like, how many times have I said thank you? And like, what? Hey, I'm gonna keep saying it to every single person. I mean it. I mean it to every single person. Jared Nowak. Watch as much interesting, bizarre content on YouTube as you can. Play good games on PlayStation, PC. I hope this will be your new addiction. It's good to have this kind of addiction instead of thinking about death. I'm not a random person like probably the 350 others in comments. My life is also a piece of shit. Don't think about it. Try it. Just do it. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. And I will say it's good to have distraction, whether it's video games, television, or like YouTube videos. And I think it's healthy to have in moderation. But I've had points where I that was all I did, like literally watch TV or play video games all day long, and it ended up being too much. But really, the thing is, most people are not in my situation. Most people have to work jobs, and so you don't have as much free time as I have had. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are like, hey, I don't ever get tired of playing video games, and that's fine. But like me having nothing but free time my entire life, there's been points where I had too much and I felt completely empty. But AZ, thank you for your comment. Afonso Bustorf. Hey, thank you for your comment. And you have strength too, thank you. Paul Finsum. This is theological. You're saying to dog with a knife. You kind of took offense that dog with a knife said that he wanted to comment something real instead of religious stuff. And you're saying God does not reward those who commit suicide. Now, this gets into heaven and hell. Hey, Tinkerbell. I don't, my personal view is that God is more merciful and loving than we could even imagine. And I don't think that people who commit suicide go to hell. I really don't. But you know what, Paul? Thank you for leaving a comment. And I know you're trying to help people with what you're saying. Moxie Milk. May Allah make it easier for you. Hey, you know what? I appreciate that. Thank you for leaving a comment. French fries. You have the right to take your own life if that's what you want to do. I would support any choice you make. Thank you for the comment, and I appreciate your support. And as much as I am going to try not to commit suicide, and as much as my ideal situation would be that, ideally no one would ever feel so hopeless that they did that. But I absolutely believe people should have the right. It's free will. I believe people should have free will and get to decide what they do in life. Pala Pala. Man, I wish you well. I hope this simple sentence can remind you I care about you. Hey, thank you. And message received. Thank you. It really is like that with human communication. Even the smallest sentence can mean so much. That's why I'm making these videos where I take the time to respond in as real a way as I can to all of you. The one sentence, you can leave one sentence on a comment section, and I think the only reason, like with this comment, that I got so hundreds and hundreds of comments was because I added it right as the video got uploaded. And there are people hurting, and there are people struggling in so many comment sections on so many videos. And like, I want to do as much as I can to be there for people, and we can all do that. We can all do that. And even with the simplest sentence, if you see someone struggling, to let them know and acknowledge them and say, hey, I see you and I care about you. And you know, that's meaningful. That has a lot of meaning. So thank you for that. RT, wishing you better days ahead and a future full of nice surprises. Thank you, and you too. I hope that's how it goes for you too. Joe, those who accept death shall live, those who seek life shall die. A quote by General Yi Sun Si. I agree with that. I that's a wise quote. I don't know who Yi Sun Si was, but thank you for leaving that. Corduroy. Psychedelics again, man. You know what? I'm really happy to see that there's so many people who are like, there's gonna be another boom, and it happened in the '60s, and the system and the government was able to kind of squash it and like contain it and misdirect the momentum of it. But it's gonna happen again. There's gonna be another point where it explodes, and they're not going to be able to control it. They're not going to be able to control it again. It's going to go completely viral. I completely agree with you, and thank you for that comment, and that you directed it not just to me, but to anyone who sees it. And I would suggest, I mean, to anyone who is struggling, and if feel like you've tried everything, I mean, a psychedelic experience can be a powerful change in perspective, and perspective. Like, it can really just be a revelation. And it doesn't mean I think everybody should do it, but I think everybody should have the option, and everybody should be aware that it's a strong thing. And I'm not talking about recreational, I'm talking about medicinal value it has. LSD, psilocybin, ketamine, MDMA all have huge, huge medicinal value. And really, I think the pharmaceutical industry, they don't want us doing it because they want us to be on pills that we take, once or even 2 or 3 times a day for the rest of our life. They don't want us to be able to have access to a substance that we can do one time or 3 or 4 times over a few months and just completely have a different perspective on life for the rest of our lives after that. There's not as much money in that. And, that's why I believe these things are illegal. And it's an absolute crime against humanity that people have been cut off from having this as a choice, and that people are even in prison for having been caught with LSD or mushrooms. Mushrooms, something that grew out of the ground. You can pick up a mushroom that grew out of the ground, and if it's a psychedelic mushroom, in this country and in most countries, a cop could arrest you for having it in your hand. It's crazy. And what's really crazy is that they didn't try to ban actual poisonous mushrooms that will just kill you dead. Those are perfectly legal. You could get pulled over with pounds and pounds, bags of mushrooms that are not psychedelic, but they are completely poisonous, and they'd have to let you go. They'd be like, oh, it's not psychedelic. These poisonous mushrooms that will kill anyone who eats them are completely legal. So it's not really about protecting us. And, man, I got to make some videos about that. And I have filmed a lot of my experiences while I was on psychedelic substances, and I've never posted them before because out of fear of like, oh, the government, and what if the DEA kicks my door and arrests me. But if anyone would like to see it, I'll post it. And if they kick my door and arrest me, I'll film it, and that'll be part of the story, and it'll be like, hey, look, that's what they did. All right, peace and love. All right, I'm gonna read this comment. Thank you. I really like to see like a pretty long block comment. Like, that means a lot to me. Anti-inflammatory diet. I really want to implement this. I'm still on sugar, starch, gluten. I really do. I'm going to try the elimination diet. Thank you. Good spiritual life. Support group of friends and family. Loving oneself, nature, and art. Contemplating. Living with faith. Thank you. I am on the exact same wavelength as you. I completely agree with you. Connie liked. Hey, I wish you all the best too. Thank you. Read, listen to music, regard art, seek friends. Greetings from Germany. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I would love to be able to one day like actually travel around the world and see some of these different cultures. I've been in the American culture my entire life, and man, hopefully I can come and see some of these places someday. Germany and the Netherlands, and I know there was a guy from Brazil. There was someone from Bolivia. Mike Q. Stay in the moment. See your challenges as allies, not foes. I agree with you. Thank you. That is really great advice, and I appreciate it. And you know, I appreciate hearing this from people over and over. Even though I already do agree with you, the more I can keep it in front of me, the more real it becomes. Like, just because I think I believe something does not mean I can't completely fall away from it and end up, you know, feeling depressed and not actually implementing the belief in my life. Philomath 67. Hey, thank you. You matter too. Thank you for the comment. Grace Sanity. Stay in the now and not the future. I agree with you. I'm really going to try as hard as I can not to worry about whatever might come in the future in my life as an individual or in the world on a large scale. I'm going to try to stay in the moment. Neo government. Thank you for your comment. Archie. Thank you for your comment. Rafael Melendez. Have you tried high dosage vitamin D3 and K2? Someone else telling me something, that is some great advice, and I really did just recently in my life start taking it, and I haven't even been on it long enough. I know they say it takes 2 or 3 months before you start getting the full benefits of it. So I will be documenting that. I'm trying to take 10,000 IU of D3 a day, and it is with the K2, so thank you. Gina Bell Vargas, God bless you too, thank you. The cat lover, thank you. Keys Zevenbergen, thank you. You keep going too, thank you. Harvard Tomrin. Hey, thank you. I wish you the well in life. I wish you all well too. It is I. I wish you well too. Very good. Rupal Thaker. I don't know your name, but thank you for sharing. I admire your strength and philosophy. Thank you. And my name is Daniel. Rupal Thaker, I just subbed to you. Had a quick look at your channel. You seem nice. Looking forward to watching videos. Hey, thank you. And I'm going to... And I know I said it a couple times already this video, but anybody... let me know in the comments. Like, tell me, and I will subscribe to you. I want to see anything anybody else, you guys have going on in your lives as well. Camellia Elena. Wim Hof breathing. You know, I have heard about the Wim Hof thing, and I've never tried it. And I'm this year I'm going to be trying to do as many things exercise, diet related as I can to improve my health. And I've also heard there's the Wim Hof with the breathing, but he also does the cold exposure, and I would like to try those. Hey, thank you for such a thoughtful, detailed comment, Camellia. I appreciate that. James asks, check out Joe Dispenza's books. And there's like the third or fourth person. I will check this guy out. Thank you, guys. Camellia Elena responding to dog with a knife. Harianto Adra Prasetio. Thank you. Good luck to you too. Thanks. Habiba Abudu. Hey, thank you. I will not give up. You don't give up either. Marco. Hey, thank you. I am going to focus on doing the things that I feel that I'm good at. I'm not focusing as much on Dog with a Knife response to Camellia. I'm not focusing as much on like well, I guess I have a little bit, but when people are having interactions with each other, it's really crazy. In one comment, there's all the comments on the one video, and then all of the comments under just my one comment. Like, it's really crazy how many conversations are happening on the internet, and just completely outside of, they can go on indefinitely. It's like this comment section and any comment section could theoretically just be active for hundreds of years or as long as the internet is around. Code Cactus, thank you. Wow, Aging Flux. 2 generations shot themselves over this. Yikes. No offense intended, but your entire family line should just stop breeding and adopt. That's some harsh stuff, man. That's some harsh stuff you're saying. And, you know, I haven't gone into the complete story. I mean, I guess I've mentioned it, but there's a lot more to it. It wasn't just that my dad and his dad shot themselves. That didn't happen in a vacuum. And they were both veterans traumatized by wars. And, man, that's some brutal comments. But it's the minority. Most people, the vast majority of the people coming in here are trying to encourage me and be uplifting. So, Abalovic, I don't know how to say this guy's name. It's like all Greek letters. Hey, thank you. Liam Winter. Dump that purse. I don't know what that means, man. Dump that purse. I have no idea what that means. Tiltilla 88. Talking about basically mantras that you chant according to some Nichiren Buddhism. That's interesting, and there's a link, and I will look at that. I'm gonna have to come back through here and I will be looking at all links that people have shared. Live Light. Thank you. Reg Johnson, find a holistic doctor. Study up on Dr. Mercola. You can fix your health. Thank you for the comment. My insurance doesn't cover holistic doctors, and I can't afford to actually see one right now. I don't think, you know, with my disease, it's a genetic mutation, and I have bone tumors all over. I don't think there's any diet that would just completely fix that. And my legs have also broken many times and are very warped. But I do believe there's ways that I could decrease my pain and help me have more energy in the day. Nostradamus, you are star, brother. Thank you. Janie Imani, sending love to you. Thank you. Sending love to you too. Patrick JMA saying you're not a religious person, but try and talk to God. I That's me. I'm not really religious. I don't go to church, but I am trying, and I'm talking to God. Joel Watirez Muddy. Hey, oh man, I'm sorry you broke your back. Oh my goodness. So you've been bedridden for 7 years, basically, and you're 64. I'm really sorry you're going through that. And I'm going to try to make videos consistently. And I encourage you, I mean, if you wanted to, and I know it's not everyone's thing, but make some videos. And I will absolutely, let me know. Like, if you put some videos up, let me know. I will subscribe to you and try to share in this experience. I'm not limited as much as you are right now, and you have a handful of friends that you love and they love you. That's good. And hey, man, I'm here for you. And if you want to share any aspect of your life, I would be happy to see it. And thank you for leaving a comment and expressing what you're going through. Nils is coming in and saying LOL at people, and I don't know. I have no idea what comment I left that you're saying we all die, get over it. I'm not sure what you're even responding to. But I kind of getting a trolley vibe from you, man. Nutty Trend channel, respect and thanks for sharing. Thank you. Respect to you also, and thanks for leaving a comment. Scott Williams. Fuzzy Balls. Oh, he's responding to the guy who said, if you do decide to top yourself, take Trump with you. And then Scott Williams said, I'm just curious as to why you would wish death on someone you don't even know. Do you let politics define you as a person? How bad has your life been affected by Trump being president? I'm no supporter of any political side. I just don't understand all this shit that keeps people hating each other. Hey, I'm right there with you, Scott. I'm not left or right. And I think the system is way more broken than that. I don't think that voting is going to fix anything on a federal level. I think state and local government is, a completely different story. But I agree with you, and I agree there's too much resentment going back and forth about the left-right thing. Narrow Path, do you believe, brother? I do. I got faith, man. Thank you for your comment. Michael McKeegan. Oh, man, this is a long comment. Thank you. Pray that you know our Father. I do. I'm praying and I have faith, and it has helped me a lot. And I'm glad you have hope in life, even though you've struggled and dealt with suicidal thoughts as well, too, and attacks before. Thank you. Herman Van Zyl. This is a Bible verse. Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God promised to those who love him. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. Cold Flame. Oh, you called me LRS, and I was like, who's LRS? He's responding to someone. Oh, live reaction selfie. That's me. Hey, I wish you well too. Thank you. Budgie friend, you went right to my heart. Hey, I'm glad my words could mean something to you. Thank you for leaving a comment and communicating with me. James Briscoe, look around, look at nature. You will find reasons to stay here. Oh, you have a chronic illness too. Hey, thank you for the message, and you try to enjoy life too. I mean, ultimately, everyone is gonna, like, everyone will experience physical weakness inherently with getting older. It's like you could be the healthiest person, but if you make it to 80 or 90 years old, you're gonna know what it's like to struggle physically. Budgie friend. Oh, Budgie friend, you came back in and you've responded to multiple people who believe in God, I guess, in any kind of spiritual thing. And you don't agree with it, and that's fine. I I I was just like you 5 years ago, and it's to each his own, you know. Oh man, you know, there's a lot of people who are so sensitive about, and I was like that for a long time. I was damaged by the religion of Christianity. I was really hurt by predatorial people who claimed to be servants of God, and there is a lot of toxicity in religion. But ultimately, I think people think it's all one thing, and that the religious is also the spiritual. And I think the religion is like this whole circus happening, and the actual spirituality is just every individual. It's up to every individual person to figure it out. Matthew Dunstone, mindfulness definitely is good for me, and I'm trying to be more consistent about being mindful just in general as a way of life, instead of just having a few days where I'm mindful and then just sliding back into whatever the opposite is, just oblivion, I guess. Free stuff. I don't know how to say this. First, thank you for your comment. Sick Lucifer. Oh man, this is gonna be good. They probably did well ending their lives, otherwise you would have to take care of them, and it's not possible. It's strange that people want to live even though their life is continuous hardship with daily suffering. I am a doctor, and I see nowadays patients above 90 years of age, and that's really crazy. They are all suffering, and the worst is when you develop dementia and your body is still biologically fit. Hey, thanks for the input, I guess. I Your name is Sick Lucifer, and you're claiming to be a doctor. Um, People want to live even though life is hard. I think it's because life ultimately has value and is worth living, and a lot of people have come to that conclusion. But thank you, you know what? Thank you for your input. Budgie friend. Wow. This was like a whole arc that happened. Budgie friend, responding to Matthew Dunstone. Matthew Dunstone had said, lack of hope erodes the will to continue, and I found mindfulness helpful. And then Budgie friend, wow. Budgie friend, I know your other comments, you got upset at like several people who had mentioned kind of any spiritual things, but then you came back and said, um, offered an apology for responding so rashly. Um, One must always strive to be a decent and fair person. Wow. That I've done the same thing. I have been nasty on the internet and then felt bad about it and came back and was like, you know what, actually, I'm sorry, and got too emotional. Victoria Human. Hey, I will hang on. You too. Thank you. Arcane Iconoclast. Hey, God bless you too. Thank you. And I do plan to break the chain of suicide. You know, with the way my dad and his dad's lives ended, there's just no way. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I will die someday, but it's not going to be suicide. Forster Williams, God bless you too. Thank you. Exceed. Hey, thank you. I will keep up the good fight. Thank you. You too. Scott Ferguson. Thank you for the comment. Okay, I'm getting to the end now. This is up to comments from an hour ago. We G Toe 01. Stay strong, man. Thank you. I will. You stay strong too. Truth. Hang in there. I will. Thank you. I am smart, methinks. Keep fighting. You are not alone. Thank you. Season 1 better too. Wow, thank you. I think that is the longest comment anyone has left for me. I appreciate that. I appreciate you taking the time to write all that. Thank you. That was 20 minutes ago. Actually, I don't know. I haven't refreshed the page yet, so that might actually be. This video is almost 3 hours long now. That's like a Lord of the Rings movie. Wow. And people have left comments as I've been sitting here too. Eric Thomas Galindo. And just, I want to say, like, season 1 better too. Thank you for that. Thank you for writing all that out. And I agree with you. And I mean, I believe in God. So thank you for leaving that comment. Eric Thomas Galindo Pazan. Hey, thank you for the comment. Epilef channel. Listen to Muji on YouTube and have a nice life. Thank you. I've never heard of Muji, but I will check it out. I'll look it up and see what it is. Eric Haynes. God bless you too. Thank you. And wow. So, and I know there have been a few more comments. I gotta pee. I really gotta pee. And this is almost 3 hours long. I'm going to upload this, and oh man. The ideal scenario would have been to keep track of what time I was talking to every person, but then that also would have extended the video by so long. I'm going to upload this 3-hour video, and I'm going to keep making these. I'm going to keep responding to people who leave comments on this comment. So, and I mean, wow. Just thank you to everyone who's been interacting with me. And I hope you have had a good day, and hang in there, everybody. And I'm going to make some more focused videos too that are like not just the responding to comments, but I want to keep this up as much as I can. So, all right. I really got to pee.